Construction of the temporary Boetica bypass has started as planned. Tropical Storm Erika deals a blow to the Huckster trade, and government's contribution to the DFA Safety Association thousands. I am Lourianne Carter with the Channel 5 News. Details coming up.
Homework, research, school-based assessments. Visit the Muslim store today and give your child the tools that they need to succeed. Tablets as low as $399.99. Laptops starting at $16.95. Or get a complete package including a desktop computer with camera, speakers, table and chair. So don't let your child's education suffer. Come down to the Bayfront Roseau and check out these incredible prices. Only at the Muslim store. Locally born, locally grown.
There's a place in Portsmouth that's mellow.
The products and services are just mellow.
Located on Harbour Lane in Portsmouth, next to the St. John's School, it's Milo's Bakery.
Milo's Bakery offers a wide variety of tasty pastries and breads for your satisfaction.
Baked fresh and soft.
So come to Milo's for your tasty pastries. Open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Saturday and from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays.
Call 445-4044 today.
Babe, for the next 3 months, make sure you use your NBD credit card.
Okay, why?
Because you can get a chance to win a trip for the two of us to go to Martinique, Guadeloupe or St. Lucia.
A trip for two? Cool! But we need spending money.
NBD will handle that. The trip plus $1,500 spending money.
Nice. So anybody can win?
New and existing personal credit card customers. So you see this long book list we have? And those new school shoes, uniforms and things we have to buy? We'll use our NBD credit card.
Use your NBD credit card for purchases from now till September 30th and get a chance to win a trip for two to Guadeloupe, Martinique or St. Lucia plus $1,500 cash. Don't have an NBD credit card? Sign up today. Conditions apply. NBD, your partner, your bank. Your bank. Your bank.
At Quartz, it's the biggest mattress clearance event of the year. We're making room for all new models. So, for a limited time, purchase any mattress, base, or divan and get a second one half price. Everything must go. So, head down to Quartz now and take advantage of the biggest mattress clearance event of the year with nothing down and nothing to pay for 90 days. Only at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Child abuse is unacceptable. Child abuse is not cultural, it is criminal. And one child abuse is one too many.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Top in the news, preliminary work has started to create a temporary road linking Boetica to Delices. A Channel 5 News team visited the area and has this report.
The proposed site for a bypass at the Boetica Gorge was being backfilled to get it to street level at the time we got there on Thursday morning. Thereafter, a Bailey Bridge will be installed there. This is the same route taken by people wishing to access Dailies from Boetica. It took me and my cameraman, along with fire officers, 15 minutes to get to the Dailies end. The trip is not for the faint-hearted, as part of that hike entails climbing a makeshift ladder supported by a rope. While the road project has begun, people accessing that route are being asked to do so before 8 a.m. and between 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. during the break time. Officers from the Dominica Police Force are there during working hours to ensure the public's safety during the project.
I am standing at the Boetica end where the main road joining that community with Dailies is cut off. Behind me is a more than 250-foot precipice where the road has collapsed.
There we met fire officers using a zip line to move a body in a coffin across to Dailies for a funeral on Tuesday. It was the first time this was being done. The body was that of centenarian Emmanuel Albert of Dailies. The zipline was created 3 weeks ago by a fire officer Barry Daru to ferry across particularly relief supplies post-tropical Storm Erika.
The question as to how strong it is, you should have seen, you study work yourself today, and if probably you come there mainly on a weekend, you will see the amount of load that is hauled across thousands of pounds, as if I were to show you some photos. So it is relatively strong and relatively reliable as well.
So you're thinking if the zipline can support a body in a coffin with that much weight, perhaps people can use it to go across? Well, Fire Officer Daru would like to put the brakes on that idea. He's visited the site 4 times to ensure people are using the zipline properly.
Unless you are trained and a professional, you should not you should not even attempt to. As well as we want persons to take note as well that not because you may understand if somebody move across in a casket, it's a bit of weight, but that should not encourage persons to attempt it. And also we want persons to be very careful as well. If you notice, out there we put what we call free safety lines. So we encourage persons anytime they're using the system to have themselves hooked up to it. In the event the rope put to pass in their foot or something, they flip over something, then they will be safe.
But where did the idea of transporting a coffin with a body on this pulley system come from? Sharon St. Rose thought her adopted grandfather would not get a proper send-off, considering how challenging it would be to have his body taken from the funeral home to Daly's.
I thought everything was going to be worked out already because, I mean, we have a system in place and we are supposed to trust our system. If we believe that we have a system, we're supposed to trust it. But when I came from New York to Dominica, nothing was in place. When I came, nothing was done towards that, like, you know, to bury him in Roseau. And I'm like, no. Number one, he's a centurion of the Daly's. And number two, he's a legend in Daly's. So, of course, I want him to be in Daly's. And there was no compromise. But, of course, there were challenges, you know, with the crossing the gorge, with everything. And I was stressed out in town. But my good friend here saw that I was really stressed out and I was in distress, and he helped me out. He's like, Sharon, just go ahead and talk to the chief of the fire department. Of course, everybody jumped on board, and today it happened. Manu is here in Daly's, and in the next hour, he'll be buried right here in Daly's.
When we went there, we met with Deputy Chief Challenger. He was very welcoming, yes. Gave us some good words, yeah. And say he's going to call his team up together. Yeah. Hats off to the fire department.
Yes.
Government plans to have a new bridge built on the site of the old Boetica Bridge by the end of December. Idona John Baptist, Channel 5 News.
In other top stories, the Dominica Hucksters Association is reporting a decrease in the supply of agricultural produce following the passage of Tropical Storm Erika.
The tropical storm, which impacted Dominica on 27th August, caused widespread damage across the country, rendering some roads impassable and cutting off farms and communities. All sectors in the country were negatively affected by the storm, and the agriculture sector is no different. Hucksters on island have been noticing a significant decline in the volume of agricultural produce available for exports.
The week immediately after the storm, no shipments went. Then, when shipments resumed, the quantities which we got was much reduced. And now that a number of people, a number of hucksters have decided to get busy, because at this time there's quite a number of business activity going on in the other islands, we find that the volumes that are available is much lower than the demand.
The cost of farm produce has also been affected by the passage of the tropical storm.
And consequently, prices have risen tremendously. For example, I know that there are some farmers who are asking as much as $1.75 for a pound of yam, for a pound of dashing, sorry. Yams are going at about $2 a pound, whereas normally at this time of the year, the prices would be much lower. So the immediate effect on the trade has been prices have gone up because hucksters are unable to, because farmers are unable to access their supplies.
Joseph cautioned farmers against raising the price of agricultural produce in the aftermath of the tropical storm.
Now, there is a danger in bringing prices up too high because after a while, the farmer begins to feel that is the normal price. And so the negative impact on it is that we are not able to export the volumes. But right at this time, the volumes that are available are insufficient for the needs of the hucksters. They're insufficient for the needs of the trade. And so hucksters, farmers have decided to bring up prices, and that can be detrimental.
Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
In more news, several sectors of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the region have been mobilized to provide assistance to Dominica on various levels in the aftermath of Tropical Storm Erika. Nurse Priscilla Prevost is the Associate Coordinator for the Eastern Caribbean Conference of the Adventist Disaster Relief Agency, ADRA, with special responsibility for coordinating ADRA relief in Dominica.
ADRA all over the world generally would come to the assistance of the local ADRA whenever the need arises. And it is in this vein that we have and we are receiving assistance from the Adventist Church and from ADRA throughout the Caribbean. And of course, we are hoping that soon the International ADRA organization will also come on board to assist us.
A shipment of supplies came from ADRA Martinique on Monday. Another shipment was expected to come in on Tuesday to assist in the post-Erika relief effort. Guadeloupe has also sent in a shipment of relief supplies.
These material, the supplies, will be distributed primarily to the affected communities, following which we'll have the district plan that we have set up get into gear so that persons who are not directly from the affected communities but somehow have been affected by the storm would also be able to get relief from the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Supplies include food, clothing, water, and cleaning supplies. The South Leeward Mission of ADRA has also donated $75,000 in vouchers to provide school supplies and uniforms for children affected. High school students will receive $200, $150 for primary school students, and $75 for preschoolers. College students will receive $1,000. These vouchers will be issued on Friday morning and redeemed at Astefan's, ZMAT, and Jay's Bookstore. Tropical Storm Erika has forced the postponement of a regional conference scheduled to take place in Dominica this month.
The Dominica Council on Aging was to meet with a number of Caribbean-based organizations to discuss and find ways to reduce the incidence of elder abuse. The conference was initially scheduled for 17th and 18th September, which is being recognized as Senior Citizens Month.
We are hoping that we can still put it on probably the first week of early December. And it will not be just Dominica, it's a Caribbean thing, and we have invited the other islands in the Caribbean to join us. We have two major partners, ECLAC and AMDO, who are with us on that conference and planning the conference together with us, and will be assisting with us financially and otherwise.
President of the Council on Aging says the elderly must be aware of their rights.
We have tried to assist the elderly groups to speak to them about that and to ensure that the elderly themselves are aware of their rights and know that when somebody is infringing upon their rights. And that is something, it will have to be a continuous education process for them. And the other thing is that we do have attorneys, lawyers who are willing to give of their time if an elderly person has been affected and wants to take the process higher to a next step and even into litigation.
Senior Citizens Month is being observed under the theme Protecting the Rights of Older Persons.
All forms of abuse of the elderly should stop, and I encouraged the groups and persons and the general public for that matter to, if they know of cases where the elders have been abused, that this should be reported to the authorities. Sometimes you may have to call the police. Sometimes you can report it to the council on aging. You can report it to the social welfare division, and so on. So it is something that we really have to work hard at, trying to stamp out abuse of elder persons. And the abuse takes several forms. It can be physical, financial, verbal, all different forms of abuse.
You are watching Channel 5 News. When we return, more to the Savannah residents' benefits from government assistance.
Whenever a bottle of Major Brandy is opened, you get 3 wishes granted. First, your wish that you can rely on your favorite drink to have that great taste each and every time will come true. Second, your wish that your favorite drink would always be available at your favorite bar in Dominica will be granted. Your third wish that the price would be so low that you can buy that special someone around without feeling a pinch in your pocket. 3 reasons to make Major Brandy your #1 choice.
Do you need cash now? Then the National Cooperative Credit Union is the way to go. Get up to $8,000 right now with a Now for Now loan. Go to our website at nccudominica.com for details and apply for a Now for Now loan at any NCCU branch to get your cash right now.
Get serious. Get bop.
We should be sleeping now.
Live wider awake with Beauty Rest, the only mattress that combines the support of legendary Beauty Rest pocketed coil technology with the comfort of air-cool memory foam. Beauty Rest. It's you fully charged.
Available exclusively at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. Government's contribution of equipment and land to the Dominica Football Association DFA has allowed the organization to save significant sums, which will go towards the development of football. Sports coordinator Trevor Shillingford says government has partnered with the association in several areas.
Chief among them, however, is the construction of the Goal 2 project at Stock Farm, where land for the construction of the facility was made available to the Football Association. Subsequent to this, the government again made available to the DFA the steel frame for the grandstand at that facility. These 2 significant contributions resulted in the Football Association saving hundreds of thousands of dollars, which they were in a position to reinvest in the development of football.
At an awards ceremony on Saturday, Shillingford urged the DFA to pay special attention to its players and emphasize their importance to the game.
I must therefore say to the Football Association that you need to continue scanning your environment to ensure that the right environment is created for the development of the sport of football. Put the players at the center of your operations and engage them as often as possible, for without the players, there cannot be any football.
He added that a motivated player may contribute to the overall sport of football and admonished the players to take the award ceremony as a form of encouragement. In other news, primary school students living in isolated communities like Boetica and Delis will go back to school at the end of the month. Parliamentary representative for the La Plaine constituency, Peter Saint-Jean, has presented a plan of action for students in Delis and Boetica who have not been able to resume school.
Since there is another broken section of the road in the Victoria area section of Delis, we have moved the children of Delis to the youth center. But thankfully, what the community has done with the assistance of Kevin and Singular Blanquist, whose equipment we are using, we have created a bypass road through the Catholic churchyard in La Roche and onto the lower section of Victoria. So by the end of the month, it is very likely that the students of the Fort Thomas School in Delis will be back in there at the school plant.
St. Jean described the situation as a very challenging one since there are several broken bridges between those two communities. He says they are exploring transporting Boetica school students to the Fort Thomas School in Delis. Meanwhile, secondary school students from these areas have been provided for.
With the secondary school students, I must thank the residents of Delis, well, who reside in Roseau. We were able to work with them and to get all of the high school and college students out of Boetica and Delis. We airlifted them into La Plaine and then provided bus transportation for them. So today, as we speak, they are living with families and friends from Delis who reside in Roseau and environs, so that their education has not been compromised in any way.
Currently, there is a bypass being constructed at the Boetica Gorge for ease of access to those in that area. And a family from Petit Savan living at the Dominica Grammar School has been given the keys to a 3-bedroom house in Walhouse.
This gesture was made by the Government Housing Loans Board as part of its efforts to assist those displaced by Tropical Storm Erika. The 8 residents from Petit Savan will now be able to call this housing structure home for the time being. Joanne Moise, mother of the family taking up occupancy in this house, expressed her gratitude at a ceremony on Monday.
I would like to say thanks to all those involved. Mr. Felix, thank you very much. The board, thank you very much. To the government of Dominica, anybody who have chosen me, thank you very much. After the passing of Tropical Storm Erika, I did not lose my house, but had to be evacuated. And I want to say thank you very much to the government of Dominica for placing me in such a lovely home.
Moise recounted how her family of 5 grew to a family of 8.
During the storm, the 3 children, their father, actually it was 4 of them, and their father left their home and came to my home about 6:30 in the morning. They woke me out of bed. And about 15 to 20 minutes after, their house was gone. When I was leaving Petit Savan, they were with me. Their father said he's not leaving. So I told them, well, I have no choice but to go with you. I'm not leaving you back. So from a family of 5, I now have a family of 8. I am ready to take the challenge. I know they are, 2 of them are working, 1 is going to school, and they are nice kids. And I know that I welcome them in my family because they are my husband's family.
The Government Housing Loans Board has been in existence since 1957 and grants loans to public officers for the purpose of building affordable homes.
We were deeply saddened by the fact that Tropical Storm Erika caused so much havoc and destruction on the island as it relates to the housing stock on the island. And as a result, the board took a conscious decision to assist in whatever way that it could, even if one family at a time or whatever way it can further down the road, but to start somewhere and make available to a family fitting the description for usage of a building that we have as available to us and as part of our resource.
The housing structure in Walhouse will be used to accommodate this family of 8 until more suitable arrangements can be made.
Slight thunderstorms expected for the next 24 hours. We'll hear from the Met Office what more we should expect.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. Weak instability continued to influence weather conditions across the Lesser Antilles today, and satellite imagery showed a few low-level clouds mainly during the morning period across the island, with an increasing convection by afternoon. Correspondingly, radar imagery indicated an increase in shower activity across the island with possible thunderstorm activity. Mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms are expected to continue into tonight. Thereafter, an improvement with partly cloudy skies with a few brief scattered showers are expected, and these conditions should persist into tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, localized showers are once again expected. Sea conditions tomorrow, moderate in open water, with waves now peaking near 7 feet. And looking ahead, no significant change in weather conditions is expected over the next 3 days, with occasional cloudy skies and scattered showers. And across the Les Antilles tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers are expected across most of the islands. And on the international scene, sunny conditions are expected in New York, London and Beijing, with thunderstorm activity in Miami and Caracas. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:54 a.m. and will set at 6:01 p.m. For further information, visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for joining us this evening. Have a good night.
That's news. The headlines again. Construction of the temporary Boetica bypass has started as planned. Tropical Storm Erika deals a blow to the Huckster trade, and government's contribution to the DFA saves the association thousands. You can now access the Channel 5 News on our Marpin News YouTube page. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. On behalf of the production team, I'm Lourianne Carter. Thank you for joining us.